Peace and love, everybody. Kachi Raw coming at you in a video. Yes, sir. All right. I said I was going to come back with this video right here talking about this book I received. I read a little bit of it already. Pretty thick one, too. The Universal One. And what I showed y'all a little bit in the video I made shows a whole bunch of nice stuff, right? Let me turn this down this tad. There we go. So, and show a whole bunch of nice stuff in there. And I was reading a little bit from this one too. Thank God was a woman. So, did I? Oh no, I did not. I was reading ahead in this book because I actually wanted to start reading some of these books I received that I bought last, this year? Yeah, it was. Yeah, I bought it. I don't remember. I'd be buying books. Buying books. I just need to catch up on them. So, which one am? So basically, right now I'm going to be talking about the Universal One. That's what I'm going to be reading from for today. Talking in this book. All right. As I have my meditation music in the background. Alright, cool. Let's get started. So, I'm going to be reading a little bit from here, Universal 1. And it's going to be interesting. Alright, so this is going to be interesting. I'm going to be in the background. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so I'm on chapter 8. Chapter 8. The Universal Pulse. This is called a Universal Pulse. The one living being of which all nature is part breathes the breath of life. Alright, there we go. So, alright, so the one living being, the one of which all nature is a part of, breathes the breath of life. Every form in nature is but a unit of the whole, and sustaining its appearance of existence through the life sustaining breathing of the whole. All mass is life. All mass breathes, assimilates, and eliminates the life-giving property of their breathing. The breathing of the Universal One is electromagnetic. All life varies in potential, and therefore all life varies relatively in the electromagnetic voltage amperage of its inhalation, exhalation, pressure. So you inhale and exhale. Sort of like how we say when we meditate, we're breathing out life. We're breathing out thoughts. So same thing when you say Allah, you're breathing in Al, and you're breathing out La. With Ahayawa, you see Ahayawa, the I am that I am. When you say Ahayawa, Ahayawa, no, let me see. It's one of those Hebrew words. I can't think about it. I can't think of it right now. But basically, when you say, I just use Allah for example, because you're breathing in and you're breathing out. When you say I am that I am in Hebrew, it is you're breathing in, you're breathing out. It begins with an A, Ahayawa, something like that. But you're breathing in and you got to breathe out. Meditations, when you do you and you breathe it in, you're breathing out. And that is circulating through your body. You can feel the motion. I can feel that right now just by doing that. I'm not even trying to meditate. Just by saying you're breathing in. You're breathing in that prana, the spirit. You know, I got this music playing. It's like a vibratory thing going on. It's soothing. I have my crystal rock right here. Everything is working in unison. The breathing of the ant are not of the same dimension as the breathing of the elephant. All right. They vary vastly from one another in time, in pressure, in potential, in temperature, and all other dimensions. The breathing of the sodium atom varies vastly from one another from that of a carbon atom. All right. And as I read this, it really reminds me of the Kyballion and the Hermetica. It really reminds me of something I read in here. So I'm gonna cross reference some of this stuff. So it says the breathing of the sodium atom varies vastly from that of a carbon atom, and they differ from each other in their accumulation of potential, as do the ant and the elephant. Matter of fact, do the ant even breathe? I never even thought about that. Do ants breathe? I just know they move, but do they even breathe? Do bugs breathe? I never really thought about that. They different. So also, does the breathing of Neptune vary from that of Jupiter or Venus or the Sun in all of its periodicities? Periodicities. All right, so we know the periods of time where different periods of where these planets are located. You know, they breathe in, breathe out differently. During the winter, spring, fall, summer, Earth breathes differently. So do we. We're more alive in the summer and more slower motion in the winter. So we breathe, and we may breathe a little bit heavier during the winter to stay warm because we're shivering. So you got to breathe in more, So our body can turn that breath into something warm, keep us nice and cool, nice and warm. You know, I just, just in general, just thinking, yeah, your breath changes for different periods of time. You can even think about that as when you're older and versus younger. All right, so next it says the universal phenomena of inhalation, exhalation is a fundamental life principle. The inhalative action is the cause of electricity. It is generative principle of life. The accumulative principle, the principle of growth, the endothermic principle. So that is all right. So did we lose the page? What? Okay, so it is gravitative evolution. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay, I see where we at. Okay, alright, I see where I'm at. It is a gravitative principle of attraction. It is the principle of evolution. It is the male principle, the positive principle, the creative principle, the assembling principle of the appearance of form. It is the winding cosmic clock. This got me thinking now. They're talking about Father Time, where, in the Bible, Yahweh, he brought the breath of life. And that breath of life is your clock. Because your last breath, once your time winds down, is, this how much time we got left here. We have to breathe in life, but we breathing in and it's slowly aging us. Oxygen ages us. Same thing with fruit. Put fruit in the open, oxygen slowly drains its life force. So we are doing the same thing. This clock winding down as we take breath after breath after breath. All right. Whew. Okay, so it is that which is known as positive electricity, which means that in pre-pumderm, shoot, hold on. I need some picker-upper. Okay, so preponderantly and dominantly electric. So preponderantly and dominantly electric. So what it's trying to say is, it is basically the exaltative reaction is the cause of magnetism. It is the radiative principle of life, which means erringly names death. Okay. And I do apologize if I stuttering. They using they want to use all these big old words. I just reading this like, dang, I can just break this down in my own words. I know what it means. It's just like trying to say it, because usually I don't say these words. I know what it means though. So pre-poems here. So death. So basically what I just said was you have the masculine positive charges gives off energy, and once the energy is over, it dies, right? Negative takes. So negative really don't die. It's sucking in energy. It basically needs something else to suck on so it can stay charged. So something that is negative really doesn't die. So you can think of negativity as a spirit. The negative is the spirit and the positive is the body. Because the body's constantly giving off energy as the spirit is trying to take in energy so we can stay strong. It is the dissipative, dissolutive, repetitive principle. Let me see here. The creative, the dissembling principle, the disappearance of form. It is the principle of devolution. It is the female principle, the negative principle. I always just explained it. They wanted to use these. Like I said, this is like a scientific book. This is actually a scientific book. It is from the University of Science and Philosophy, and that is from Waynesboro, Virginia. And they want to sound a professional professor. Wanted to use these long, meaningful words. I'm just gonna cut it down short. Basically, what he was trying to say is the feminine aspect is the negative, and it's a dissolvent. It takes in. It is running down on the cosmic clock, right? So while the masculine is winding it down, he's winding it up from the back, charging it, re-giving our energy. The female is basically, the feminine energy is let me see. What did they say? Is the wine is running the time down. It's running it down. All right, so we got our negative and positive. We got our breath. We got our inhaling. Inhale, exhale. Positive, negative. We got both sides. Polarity. So we about to get into that polarity thing. Gotta get into the popo. The polarity. Let's get into the whole principle of polarity. And what does it say about that? Alright, so here's polarity right here. In the Kyballion. A wonderful book. I keep this book nice and beautiful too. I love it. I got it brand new. And you're gonna stay looking brand new. This book is amazing. Polarity. This is a polarity between self and the world, which the world between which experience and that which is experience. So, let's see here. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has this pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same opposites and are identical in nature but different in degrees. Extremes meet. All truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. So, there you go. All truths are half-truths. It said this right here. This is what they go by. They go by half-truths. So, Donald Trump is sick. But why? Why now? Why now? That's a half-truth. Why is he sick? The principle embodies the truth that everything is dual. Everything has two poles. And everything has its pair of opposites, all of which were old Hermetic axioms. It explains the old paradox that have perplexed so many that have been stated as follows. Thesis and antithesis are identical in nature but different in degrees. Opposites are the same, differing in degrees. The pairs of opposites may be reconciled. Extremes meet. Everything is and isn't. At the same time, all truths are but half truths. Every truth is half false. There are two sides to everything, and etc. 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 So yeah, one person's truth may be someone else's lie. I say the Earth is flat but round, but you say it's not. It's actually a sphere. But you're not totally wrong, because it's when I say flat and a sphere, like yeah, it could be a flat and a sphere. I have a sphere. It could be that. But you say, hey, we live on a big old huge giant sphere. So there could be some truths in that. If you want to look in the sky and see this image above you, like the moon is a reflection of Earth. So if the moon's a reflection of Earth, you could be like, hey, see, that's if the moon's round, then the Earth's round too. That's logically thinking. But who says the Earth is round? Have you even seen an actual true image of Earth? So there's always have truth to everything. But they gotta keep you in that polarity. They're gonna have to keep you in some sort of arguing, left and right. That's why the government is split left and right. They have to keep you in this constant state of arguing, thinking that you're right, no, you're wrong. But they're both the same. Different levels of ways of thinking. Matter of fact, if you break down left wing, right wing, or I guess my camera's gonna reverse in a way once I upload this. So this is right, this is left. So you're gonna get your mind. Let's talk about your mind in a way. It's they really understanding how your mind works. Oh, you're right brain, so you must be with the Republicans, right? You're a liberal, so you must be with the left hand. So your mind is all out there and everything. We're a right brain over here. We're the Republicans. We want to hold down conservativeness and all that stuff, which is great, which is fine. I like to keep a conservative home, the man, woman, children. So that's what that is. So it's just they know how that works. They know how this stuff works. Just some people just don't. It's polarity. All right, like hot and cold, in and out, up and down. That's why they always say black and white. Keep you in this polarity thing. It really is about your blood type. It's not about the skin color. It's more so about the blood type. What type of blood type you are. More so. But unfortunately, we are at the point where it's very hard to get beyond that. But you just have to understand it's more about the blood type and if that person has a good spirit on them. Yeah. So I read this before several times. The 7 Hermetic Principles. Well, this is a wonderful book. Of course, I know many of you heard about it. So get it if you can, please do. It's $18. I bought it. Yeah, it's $18. It's on the back of it. About $20, $24. Go buy it around. I bought it on Amazon. So brand new. It's a good book. And right on the back, occult and metaphysics. So that's what that is. Alright, so we're going to go back here on this book, the Universal one. Since you read a little bit about the principle of polarity, since this is talking about polarity in a very good sense, all motion is oscillatory. All motion is oscillatory, what it's saying. The illusion of motion are many and are hard to detect, and the illusion of attraction and repulsion are especially hard to detect. The universe of motion is an electromagnetic one. Which electromagnetic, how that works, positive and negative. You have magnets. Magnets are very electric and magnetic. So you have some that push, pull, connect. It's hard to detect that within the human construct because your mind is electric as well and magnetic. So you push and pull towards what you want, towards people. The matter of mankind concept is electricity, because our nervous system is nothing but electric magnets. The void of man concept is magnetism. Solidity is electropositive. Tenuity is electronegative. So solidity is electropositive, and tenuity is electronegative. So the alternative in-breathing and out-breathing of the universe construct causes a alternate change in all mass. The universe pendulum swings towards solidity with each inhalation and towards tenuity with each exhalation. So, alright, so that makes sense if you think about it. So solid, you want to solidify something. You want to breathe it in. You want to hold it. Kind of like you want to build something solid. You want to build a construct. You want to build a foundation. You want to solidify it. You want to hold it down. That's a masculine energy. Now you want to share it. That's negative. You're giving it out. You're breathing it out. Sharing your energy. All phenomena of motion is oscillatory. All motion is forward towards the more and backwards towards the less. Forward towards the more is always towards solidity and greater pressure. Backwards towards the less is always tenuity and release pressure. So, alright, so the forward swing towards the pulse, towards the plus, is always in the direction of north by the way of east, and the backward swing is always south by the way of west. All energy is renewed from the south by the way of east and dissipates towards the south by the way of west. I was trying to think of something. I was trying to think how the sun comes from the east and sets from the west. So it says all energy is renewed from the south by the way of east, and then dissipates towards the south by the way of west. So I was thinking about, yeah, the sun does that. It comes brand new, it comes renewed from the east and goes down to the west. So that is positive and negative if you think about it. The periodic oscillations, alternative in sequence, is due to revolution and rotation of all mass. All evolving and devolving mass beats time in accord with its periodic sequences of alternating electromagnetic oscillations. All mass beats time in accord with its very potential. The electromagnetic oscillation of the universe are the heartbeats, the life pulsation, I'm sorry, pulsation, the pulsation, the life pulsation of the universal one. The universal one is the universe. All right. And they got this little picture right here, which I will have to show later. Okay, so it says the universe is one because we are one with the universe. So this got me thinking of another thing too in here. Maybe it's the law of correspondence. The law of correspondence sounds, yeah, maybe. Hold on. All right, so I got a chapter here that says the all and the Kyballion. Under and back of the universe of time, space, and change is ever to be found the substantial reality, the fundamental truth. Substance means that which underlies all outward manifestation, the essence of the essential reality, the thing in itself. Substantially means actually existing. So substantial means actually existing, being the essential element, being real. Reality means the state of being real, true, enduring, valid, fixed, permanent, actual, etc. Let me see. He sees that nothing really is, but that everything is becoming and changing. Nothing stands still. Everything is being born, growing, dying, and the very instant a thing reaches its heights, it begins to decline. The law of rhythm is the constant operation. There is no reality, enduring, quality, fixity. Trying to see, it says everything is evolving from the mind. The one creative force is expression itself. Every existing thing is created by the continuous thinking of mind. Nothing is which has not always been. The breathing of the one creative force is your breathing and my breathing and that of the metal violin. the universal pulse is your pulse and my pulse, and that of the giant Betelgeuse. It's funny to mention Betelgeuse because Betelgeuse was said to had exploded. That's what they say. And it gave out a lot of light codes. So the electromagnetic pulse beats of a light unit may be 30 trillion to a second, and those of a accumulation of light units in the mass of our sun may be months apart, just as an inhaling or exhaling period is approximately 11 years. Betelgeuse may have a breathing period of 1,000 years, but time is a purely relative dimension, and all periods varies only in dimension. The pulsation of the universal one are constant in every dimension in all mass. A 30 trillion per second of a light unit would exactly equal the energy of one super pulsation of the sun of our solar system. If the energy developed by the ant in breathing were stored potentially until its time and mass dimension were equal to the size of an elephant, the pressure thus accumulated would actually equal the power of one in-breathing of that elephant. Okay, so it says here in the Universal One. I was reading from Universal One. I was trying to find exactly where this would be cross-referenced in this book. Alright, so it says, what is there than higher than the amount of energy that we know exists? Okay. So what is there then higher than matter or energy that we know to exist in the universe? Life and mind. Life and mind in all their varying degree of the unfoldment. Then you ask, do you mean to tell us that the all is life and mind? Yes and no is our answer. If you mean life and mind as we poor petty mortals know them, we say no. The all is not that. But what kind of life and mind do you mean, you ask? The answer is living mind, as far above that which mortals know by those words as life and mind are higher than mechanical forces or matter. Infinite living mind as compared to the finite life and mind. We mean that what the illuminated souls mean when they reverently pronounce the word spirit. The all, which is talking about the mind, the one, the universal one, and here it says the all is infinite living mind. The illuminate call it spirit. So the infinite living mind, the spirit, the energy. Spirit will be what breathes. We breathe in and then you breathe out spirit. And when you breathe out spirit, that infinite living energy, it goes in the air and lives out forever because you're creating with your mouth. Your mind is blowing out creation. You're putting out energy. So the breathing of the one, now I'm about to read from here again. So the breathing of the, like I said, the breathing of the one creative force is your breathing and my breathing, and that of the metal violin, which is the rays of knowledge. So we all breathe and breathe out some type of information. That's why I say, that's why people will be like, hey, I don't, they feel somewhat negative energy or negative thoughts. You put out negative thoughts in the mind, in the world. That's why you need to be careful about what you say. Because you can put out negative thoughts and they can touch somebody you don't even know. You breathe out negativity. That's why we need to breathe in positivity. Breathe it in. Breathe in life. Breathe in love. Breathe in positivity. Let's see what else is here. Oh, that ends the chapter. Okay. Oh, let me read this then. So it says, man cannot use any power other than that given to him to use from the universal powerhouse. Man cannot achieve any success, evolve any idea, or create any principle other than that of the inducing power that inherited by overcoming it and transforming it into motion against resistance. Then carry it by the effort of mind and body beyond the dead center of opposition. Once carried to this point, its motion will reproduce itself and assist his efforts by the accumulative impetus. All right, so basically, they're just trying to say is the universe, or whatever dimension or you're in, that's the power that you can use. But as you evolve in that field, as you grow out, gain more power and start to evolve beyond that, you'll gain more. And this is where your yogis and meditations and all that will come into play, so you can feel the energy rise up, and you can travel in your dimensional gates and feel that motion. Feel that motion. Speaking of motion, this is I'm gonna try to hold this up. No, so I want to damage the book. All right, that motion. There we go. So we're right side up in the energy. The spirit, the masculine energy shoots up. Spiritual energy is down, moving invisible to you unknowingly, moving around and around. While the masculinity wants stability. You can't control the feminine aspect, which represents the chaos, which represents the spinning motion, represents the turning of the wheel, the universe, the universe. I like to call it the universe. So, the invisible, representing our reflection in motion, like the moon, it represents the reflection of who we are down here. So, all right, we are 43 minutes in, and that should do it for that chapter. That was a nice chapter. I just chose a random chapter and just fell right in line. So, yeah, this is a nice little thick book. The Universal One. Yeah. And, yeah, this is nice and thick. A lot of stuff in here. Ooh, look at this. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah. Octagon, hexagon, octagon, cube, hexagon. Yeah, that's what that is. I got wearing that right now, actually. So, something similar to it. So, yeah. Alright, y'all. Well, this was me reading from the Kyballion and the Universal One. And that, talking about your breathing in, breathing out, breathing in negative, positivity, polarity, the oneness, how we're connected, how your breath creates power. You gotta understand that. Your breath creates power. So be careful about what you say out loud. You're breathing out. Even when I talk, I have vibrations coming out, and it's moving, it's rotating, it's creating, it's going out into the atmosphere. I got my window open so my words can travel out into the atmosphere and touch someone who's looking for this information. So, and these are mudras, and these are what you do. These are what you do to practice your breath. You can practice the breathing, but this is mainly just for you to just start off just doing the hands, sitting down, and just breathing in, breathing out. You can do this sitting down in my chair, which I do, or go outside. Go by the park, go outside. You can put your feet in the water or whatnot, or just go by the park and just take your shoes off, touch the grass, and just meditate. So, but yeah, that's it. Kachira. Hope you like this video. Like, share, and subscribe. Just want to talk about the breathing and your breath and your gift of life that you give out to everything you say and do. And we are all co-creators of this magical element of breath.